So I figured I should have some rules for this thing.
Hi, I'm Melody. It's a new year and a new me. I'm doing a no buy and I need some rules.
Hi everyone, welcome. I am trying, and I will succeed, in having a no-buy year. I know it's kind of a growing trend in the YouTube community that over shoppers like myself spend an entire year avoiding buying things that they don't need. So I'm going to give it a go. I had this idea a couple years ago that I was going to do it, but my circumstances were just changing all the time. So I wasn't in a position where I could commit to anything like that. I wasn't spending a lot because I didn't have a lot of income at the time, but I wasn't ready to make any sort of commitment. And I knew I wanted to document it when I did it, so here we are. And now I figured I should make some rules to it, just to have it be a little less willy-nilly and a little more structured. I need some structure. So here we go. I'm going to save the biggest rule for the end. Rule number 1. This no-buy will be all year. Initially, I thought, okay, let me get my Black Friday purchases in this year. I stocked up on a lot of things. I'll have a video about my backups, but I stocked up on all the skincare I could need for a year. I stocked up on even a few extra little beauty items that I might want to pull out just for fun sometime, because I have too much that I'm using right now, so might as well just put it away, pull it out when I want something new later on. And I thought, let me just do it until Black Friday again, where I can make my stock purchases at that time because the deals are so good. But I decided against that. I'm going to go for the entire 2021 following the rules of this no-buy. And I was debating if I was going to call it a no-buy or a low-buy, a really low-buy, but I went with no-buy, even though I do have some exceptions which are included in the rules. But I think generally that's how no-buys work. So I'm going to try my best to fit inside the parameters of the standard no-buys. And of course, everybody makes it their own. So this will be my version of a no-buy. The next rule is I can replace unique items to my collection. And what that means is if I run out of Tarte Rainforest of the Sea foundation, I don't need to go get that foundation again because I have Tarte Clay Foundation, because I have multiple foundations. You know what I mean? So if I run out of all foundations, then I will go get another foundation. But because that foundation isn't unique to my collection, I have multiples of that category, I don't need to run out and purchase a new Rainforest of the Sea foundation when it's gone. Rule number 3. If my circumstances drastically change within 2021 and it calls for me to have new items, then I can purchase whatever it is it calls for. For example, if I get a new job and it's drastically different than what I do now, like I'm going to give guided tours through the woods, I'm going to need some woods clothes. I don't think that's going to happen because I don't think I'd want to do that. In a way I would, but probably not. So I don't think that's going to happen. And that's just one example. But you get the idea. If my circumstances drastically change, I will have to accommodate those changes. Rule number 4. So in a previous video, I said that shopping is a trigger for more shopping for me. And that includes anything. Like if I place an order online for dish detergent and toilet paper and spaghetti sauce, I'm like, that was kind of fun. Let me see if they have some new washcloths. And then that was kind of fun. So then that trickles into a new hair turban to dry my hair. And then that turns into a robe. And then that turns into a sweater. You see? You see where I'm going? So household items, here's the rule. My hubby must be on board with any household purchases. I'm really going to try for it to be him driving the purchase. Like, I think we need XYZ, and not me coming up with that, because I just want to get out of that mindset. So I'm hoping that he will be the driving force behind any household purchases that we have. And if I feel like we desperately need something for the household, I'm going to make sure he's on board first. Number 5, I'm going to have some hall passes. So this is kind of going back to me debating, is it going to be a low buy? Is it going to be a no buy with exceptions? But you know that movie Hall Pass? I'm going to have hall passes. I'm going to make a separate video on what those hall passes are. So make sure you keep an eye out for that if you're interested. But that's kind of a safety net for me. I have a few things in mind, and I'm hoping that I'll get to the point that if those circumstances align, that I just won't have the desire to buy those things anymore. But at the same time, if those items present themselves, I'm gonna go for it. And it may sound like, I don't want to say I'm gonna go for it. I want to give myself the permission to go for it, because otherwise I think that this no buy would be really unattainable, kind of. It would put the pressure on me to the point where I wasn't really interested in doing it. But again, I'm hoping that I don't even cash in on those hall passes. So you'll see. It sounds like, oh, I'm justifying purchases. Kinda. But you'll see. If you watch that video, you'll see what I mean, and you can let me know in that video if you agree with that or not. Okay. The 6th and final rule that I'm going to discuss today, because I anticipate needing to write more rules as the year goes on, because I'm crafty. I'll come up with excuses to shop, so I'm going to have to make more rules to stop my craftiness. So, rule number 6, the last one in this video, and the biggest. I must disclose any purchases to you guys. That's the key here, is that accountability factor. So that's what I really need. And that is a huge motivator for me. So I'm actually really excited about that. And I'm not going to do it in a way that is shameful, I hope. And I'm not going to do it in a haul like, you need to go get this too, because that would be the antithesis of what I'm all about. But I do need to disclose any purchases I make to you. So coming up, be on the lookout for that hall pass video I mentioned, and also be on the lookout for my no-buy strategies. The things that I'm going to do to make this no-buy fun and not torture. Okay, you guys. Thank you so much again for watching. I really appreciate you, and I hope you have an enjoyable day.